Well, so two ex-players from here asked me to do this video. And so I'm going to do it because there's no fucking media here. There's no fucking sports writers here. There's no historians. They don't know shit. So the top 10 basketball players in Weber State history. And again, this is two ex-players who asked me to do this. And I always say yes. Because I'm a fool to do all the dirty work here around at one-way motherfucker you. All this shit I've done for this university and what they backstab me. Yeah. The new Fawn McKay Brody. The new Wat Misaka. Top 10. Well, you got to go Wat Misaka. He got to be one, right? It's got to be Wat Misaka. Alan Holmes. Who's that? Alan Holmes is Byron Scott's real father. They won national championships. Oh, that was a JC. Yeah, so I'll think about this and then I'm going to structure it in the tags. Wat Misaka, Alan Holmes. Then you got to go Jerrick. And I might put Jerrick in one. Jerrick. Dillion Jones. He might be one, right? I mean, it's a tough call for me, but I'll sort it out. Damian Lillard. Oh, yeah. Jimmy DeGraffenried. Oh, yeah, way up there. Winning matters. Harold Arceneaux the Shell. Oh. Eddie Gill. Willie Sojourner. Justus Thigpen. Bruce Collins. Dave Johnson. I'll sort it out. Who am I going to put one? I'm either going to put Wat Misaka or Jerrick or Alan Holmes. A lot of people don't know this about Alan Holmes. A JC. So the National All-Star Game, they pick all the best and the best in the country. Got to play, in Division I. Invited a JC guy. Yeah. He was that good. He was really that good. So, national championships down there in the old gym on 25th Street. Wat Misaka is such a historical figure. I don't think people realize it. Of Japanese descent, born and raised in Ogden, Utah on 25th Street. We could add the female, of course, Kathy Miller, who I grew up. She's Ogden. I know her really well. But we're talking men's basketball. First player of color in the history of the NBA. You don't think the NBA's got race issues? Ask Jeremy Lin. Do you know Jeremy Lin? We had a chance at him here. Back then, we were the number one school business in the country then, blah, blah, and he was one of those high IQs. Nobody would touch him. Why is Wat Misaka's number not retired here? That one blows my mind. Really blows my mind. Dillion Jones, I still think Dillion Jones is going to be a mega superstar in the NBA. OKC, sat on the bench, got a ring. He wears 33 for the Wizards now. He's going to kick some ass, I'm telling you. Ivan, one of the great old fans, Cav, man, he's like, I'm like, what the fuck? Even the fan base here still don't believe in Dillion. Still don't believe in these guys. I mean, we'll see what this team is this year without any Blaze 3. Blaze 3's going to have a hell of a career somewhere. A great player. But Dillion Jones is all that. Fuck, he's right. Fuck, he might be one. Wat Misaka, Jerrick. Wat Misaka, Jerrick. Alan Holmes, Dillion Jones, Damian Lillard, Willie Sojourner. Willie Sojourner might be one. He got a ring too. ABA. Jeremy Senglin. Scotty Bamforth. They're in that fucking mix in this group. I'll sort it out. It's got to be Wat, right? Misaka. His story's so powerful, so incredible. He served this country in World War II. Of Japanese, he said, drafted by the Knicks, played on the same team as Arnie Farron at Ogden High School. Arnie Farron won on the University of Utah. So did Watt. Watt won national championships at Weber State, JC, and won national championships at the University of Utah. Multiple. You're 77. Ooh, the sun got my eye, Coach. People don't realize how good Alan Holmes was, but Dillion Jones, I really think, I still say he's going to be a point guard. I still say he's going to be a mega superstar. I think, you know, the trade, I wish he'd have stayed with the Wizards, to be honest with you. But he got a ring and got a bunch of money. But I think he'll end up being the most accomplished player in the NBA in the history of Weber State. I think he's got the potential to do it. You know, he's got to pass Lillard. You know, they didn't have a lot of success in the playoffs over the years. They went to the finals in 2019. Got swept by that great Golden State team. By the way, if you wonder what's going on here, it's going all geothermal. Major project. So, coaches. Oh, you dropped the bracket. Sun got my eyes again, Coach. Let's try that again. Whew. Who's the greatest coach here? Bruce Larsen? Probably. Who's that? National champions in the late 1950s. Alan Holmes coach. Ron Abegglen. Oh, yeah. Phil Johnson. Oh, yeah. Oh. You can make a case for any three of those. Dick Motta. Oh. The great Neil McCarthy. That's about it. That's about the end of the list. That's the list. The list, you can't put anybody else even on that list. All those guys did was win, 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 win. So, Misaka, Alan Holmes, Jerrick Harding. Gotta go with that left, Jerrick. Dillion Jones, Damian Lillard. Oh, yeah. Willie Sojourner. Justin Thigpen, Jimmy DeGraffenried, Ruben Nembhard. Definitely top 10, maybe top 5. Ruben Nembhard. Player. You know, if it wasn't for that Hail Mary fucking shot that Allen Iverson missed the entire fucking room, that was a Sweet 16 team. That my year, I graduated #1 school business in the country. Jimmy DeGraffenried was in my class. Genius. So, there it is. Don't forget Ruben. Don't forget Nembhard. So I'll put it together in the list. And, you know, they're going geothermal here. So, like I said, I was asked to do this by somebody who's trying to put something together. Because I do all the fucking dirty work around here. Hear that? One-way motherfucker you. All this shit I've done for this fucking university fucking over the years. Saved their fucking NBA. I saved that NBA program. Single-handedly. Without me, it was over. When Clyde Cooley died. Now it's fucking under state secrets in China. So they're going geothermal. It's a hell of a project. It's a giant project in the incredible Purple Palace. Go Dillion with that number 33. How good did he look the other night? I'm telling you, he's going to be a mega superstar in the fun. I love that guy. I'll tell you why I love him so much. And I wasn't a fan of Randy Race as the coach, but a very big fan of Randy Race the person. Randy Rayson was a great person, Randy Ray. I wasn't a fan of his coaching style, whatever. He had a lot of good teams, but the only one that ever really stuck up for me and looked out for me when I was full of leukemia, dying, Randy Ray, Dillion Jones, and the incredible Steve Klauke. You know, the cancer took out my aortic valve. I was teaching in Vienna. I was headed to Vienna, you know, born and raised Ogden. Got ML leukemia with no chance to live in 2011. Spent that most Lillard's great year in a bone marrow transplant center in quarantine, dying. Come out, the chemo, I mean, that's a 1% survival bracelet. I had no chance to live. Wiped me out, destroyed my fucking life. Connected to the hip that hospital. The chemo, radical aid, took out my aortic valve. I'd open heart surgery in 2017. I never felt like it worked. It ruptured. It blew up. The only people, Dillion Jones, I'll never forget this. I will never forget this. I couldn't even walk. I'd come out of it. I listened to the game on the radio over across the street, listened to the games in the ICU unit. The great Steve Glauke. Love that guy. Want to wish the incredible Kevin Blanch a speedy recovery. He's across the street, listening to us on the radio, fighting for his life. I come out, I couldn't walk down, so I'm just standing on the platform right over there. Dillion Jones, after the game, walked all the way across the arena, up both sets, right up there, come up and hugged me. Said, I've been praying for you, man. I'll never forget that. I will never forget that. I will never forget that. It's a lot of good karma on that. Yeah. Blaze 3, love Blaze 3. He's up there. He's way up there. The only person to ever thanked me for my work for these athletes, you know, all the work I did on Rashid Shaheed. Rashid Shaheed probably wouldn't even be in the NFL with Kevin Blanch. You know, all the stuff I did, the only one that's ever come up to me and said thank you was Blaze 3 and his mother. She made a point to walk up to me and come up to me and says, Kevin, I went over there and thank you for everything that you've done for Blaze. It means so much to me. I says, you're welcome. He deserves it. You know, I'm not glazing players just to be glazing them. They're really that good in the boot camp. You know, we'll see how it plays out this year. I don't know. It is what it is. NIL money, the whole coaching situation, the athletic department. Well, Weber State's a fucking mess right now in a lot of ways. School business is a fucking disaster. I mean, long live the great Misaka. I knew him personally. My uncle and he were really close friends. What a fantastic fucking person. What an incredible man. You'd never know. Humble, articulate, intelligent, dynamic, caring. What a great person. What a life he had. What a life. So, go Dillion, man. Go Dillion. Fucking love that 33 on him. Fucking looks good, that 33. Fucking calling the Blackbird. Blackbird. So, still say he's going to be a point guard. There you have it. Weber State's top 10 greatest basketball players in the history of this historic program. Top coaches, Bruce Larsen, Ron Abegglen. Oh, yeah. I was with Paul Thompson when they fired Ron Abegglen. I had breakfast with Paul that morning in Seattle after that heartbreaking fucking Hail Mary loss to fucking Florida to go to the Sweet 16. I can't believe it. That team could have been a fucking Final Four team. Kevin, you know we're going to become the Ivy League of public university. I said, what do you mean gonna, Paul? Paul was the last great president. He was a great president here. I said, what do you mean, Paul? We already are. We're the #1 school business in the United States for 10 consecutive years then. Beating Harvard, beating Wharton, beating Princeton. #1 nursing school in the country. Could have been the #1 engineering. He had to fire Abegglen. You know, his hands were tied. I know the situation on that situation, but Abegglen never did anything wrong. Fuck, what teams Abegglen had? Jimmy DeGraffenried, Ruben Nembhard. Fuck, how good was that team? That was my year, 95. Highest exit scores in a school of business in the history of this country to this day, 95 and 96. 96, my years. I was the student professor here then. Bruce Larsen, Ron Abegglen, Phil Johnson, Dick Motta, the great Neil McCarty. You could put any one of those top 5 at the top. If someone put a gun to my head, made me do it, I'd probably have to say Phil Johnson.